What's going on, guys? I want to welcome you to another episode of Let's Talk Fitness. Today we're going to be talking about diet. I was just on my way to the gym and thought of some things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So diet, I know diet can be a very intimidating thing. It can be a negative thing to some people. It definitely has a negative connotation to it. But out of diet and exercise and everything that we're going to talk about, diet is probably 75% of what's going to get you to your goal. So it's really important that we talk about this and that we understand what we're trying to do and all the different parts and pieces to it. We can make this really difficult, or we can make this really easy. And like I've told you before, I've been doing this for 2 years, and keeping it easy is the way to go for me. So we're not going to get real detailed in this video. I have a couple of things I'd like to ask you to do through the next week, and which will be important for the next video when we talk about nutrition and diet, where I think we'll get more into detail about figuring out calories and how much we need to eat and all that. But there's some data that we need first that's really important. So the first thing I'd like to ask you to try to do is get a scale to weigh your food. I have a digital scale that I bought from Amazon. I paid $12 or $13 for it. It's not that bad. Wasn't that expensive. I've seen them at Walmart and Target. They have them there too if you wanted to pick one up quick. But it's really important to weigh your food. There's a lot of people out there that think that they can eyeball things, and that's fine if they can. Me, myself, I can't do that. I need to weigh everything I do and what the calories is for that. Most importantly, the macronutrients for those, and that being the carbohydrates, the fat, and the protein, which we'll get into more later. But that's important to start tracking that. For the next week, I want you guys to track what you're eating, and I don't want you to change anything. I want you to continue to eat the way that you're eating, so that we can really gauge how many calories you're putting in your body. And depending on your goal, whether it's to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain your weight, we really need to know how much energy you're putting in your body. If you could track daily what you're doing, and then in the next video, I will go deeper into actually analyzing that data. And what I'm going to do is I have my wife who is interested in losing a little bit of weight. She wants to do this with me, and I'm going to use her as kind of a test case for you guys and show you what needs to be done and how it works. And and of course the results are going to be a little different for everybody. Everybody's body handles things differently. But for the most part, calories in versus calorie out, you'll hear that a lot, is really important. So hopefully we'll be showing you that as we're going through it. But I have my wife kind of going through and tracking everything that she's eating. And then I'll show you that kind of data, and hopefully, it'll be able to compare to yours, and we'll be able to figure things out from there. The next thing is I use MyFitnessPal. I don't know if you guys are already using anything, but I find that to be really easy to use. Their database has a lot of the things that you're probably going to end up eating, or that you do already eat. If you buy something, and you can actually scan the barcode on it, and it'll usually pull it up out of the database that they have. And it's a free app, whether you use it on your desktop or if you use it on your phone. So I would really recommend using that. It's easier to use it that way anyway. You can, and usually when I go out to eat with my family, usually I'll be able to find the things that I'm eating at the restaurants in the database. Sometimes I can't, and I'll just have to kind of guess or use the closest thing to it. So I'm really excited about this part of the journey, the nutrition part. It really is my favorite part. Because we all love eating, right? I mean, everybody loves to eat. It's just that maybe we haven't been eating the right things, or maybe we've been eating too much of the good things, right? So that brings up another good point. I don't want you to think of this as something where everything that you're eating right now is off limits, because that's not necessarily true. At least once a week, I eat something that I used to eat in excess of. For example, pizza or lasagna, or a candy bar, or anything that I eat, that I used to eat whenever I wanted, as much as I wanted. All right, that's what got me into the situation that I was in. But remember, I just want you guys to know that it's not restrictive in that regard. I don't necessarily follow the if it fits your macros kind of thing. You know, I still think there's an aspect of you really can't just eat whatever you want whenever you want as long as it meets all your numbers. But I definitely will never say you cannot eat that. It's part of that sustainability. If you're eating things that you can't stand and you're doing it all the time and that's all you're ever doing and you never enjoy yourself once in a while, you're not going to be able to sustain this. It's just not going to happen. But we'll figure these things out as we go. But just keep in mind that I don't want you guys to think about this in a restrictive way, that this has to be bad or negative or I think we're going to have a lot of fun figuring these things out. And then as you start seeing results, I just think it's going to pump you up even more. And hopefully the things that I'm doing with my wife and kind of stepping her through it, and I want you to join us on that, on her journey, and I want you to see the results that she gets, and I feel very good about the way this is going to turn out. Ultimately, it's definitely going to depend on her drive. And so we just finished talking about a couple of things that I wanted you to do for the week. You know, a couple challenges, let's say, that I really want to challenge you to do those things, to track everything. I really think it's going to be important. But what I really hope comes out of this about the nutrition part of it is that it doesn't have to be a bad thing. I mean, it just doesn't have to be hard. I get a lot of enjoyment out of trying to figure out different things to eat and how to get things to fit into my plan, into my goals of what I'm trying to do. Like currently I'm going through a cutting phase where I've actually reduced my calories. And you know, I've been doing it, I'm going on 3 weeks now, and I've already lost 3 pounds. And to me, it's really interesting the way that you can kind of manipulate the things that you put in your body and the results that you can get from that, you know, and intentional results that you want to get from it. So I think it's a really cool thing, and I want you guys to have the same results. I want you guys to experience the same things, because as you hit these goals that you have, these small steps in your ultimate plan, it really gets you excited. It pushes you harder. It makes you want to go further. And I think that is probably one of the keys to success for this, is those small successes that you have that kind of continue to drive you towards that final goal. Well, and when I say final goal, you know, maybe your goal is to get to 175 pounds. Well, that's great. But what do you do after that? You know, maybe you want to maintain that. Maybe that's where you want to stay for 6 months, 12 months. And that's fine. So you continue to do what you do. You adjust your intake of your calories and, you know, your exercise, and you maintain. So remember, it's really important that we get involved with each other. That's part of why I'm doing this, so that we can help each other. Some of us are further along in our journey. Some of us have more experience. And for us to talk about this in the comment section, or I'll even encourage you to get on to follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and let's talk there. Let's get involved with each other. I think that is the way that this is going to work, is that we talk to each other. You know, I still have a lot of learning to do too, so I may ask you guys questions. You know, if I see somebody, you know, talking in the comment section that knows something that I don't know or has figured something out, I may ask you a question. But really, that is the core of why I'm doing this, is to create a community of people that want to help each other, that want to increase their knowledge on fitness and exercise and nutrition and diet, and really really help each other. You know, in the end, if I can help one person realize their goal or their dream or their whatever, this image they have of themselves in their head, something they've always wanted to be, it's going to make all this worth it. Everything that I'm doing is so that I could see one person make a real change, and a sustainable change. Ultimately, I'd like to help everybody, you know, but if I could help one person, it would make everything worth it. So again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit the like button if you really enjoyed the video. And again, if there's things you didn't enjoy, let me know down in the comments section, okay? All right, well, have a good rest of your day. Thanks, guys.